Ding 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 ding.
Fubble Time.
Oh my gosh, I am Teresa Tomey.
And I am Patrick Ziegler.
We are,
Fubble Entertainment.
and this is
Fubble Time.
oh my heavens, are we like kids in a candy shop today?
Total kids in a candy shop.
We get to share this incredibly remarkable woman with you. So if you are here and you're joining us today, please comment, ask a question if you'd like. We've got some prepared. But without further ado, because this time is going to fly, because we've had the privilege of spending some time with this remarkable woman, and we know how entertaining spending time with her can be. So let me just jump into her bio. Sound good, Mr. Ziegler?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we know this, that Marion Ross, as you know, because we've been promoting her, is from Albert Lee, Minnesota. And she has gone on to have this remarkable career after college at San Diego State University. She was signed under contract with Paramount Studios in the 50s with live television at CBS and Life with Father. And she's got a slew of credits that we're going to talk to her about in her early days of Hollywood, including maybe hopefully getting a story out of her about her time with Noel Coward and Blythe Spirit.
So great.
With Claudette Colbert and Lauren Bacall. Amazing, amazing. A few things that you already know about her, but we're going to remind you of. She is known by millions of fans the world over for her 11-year portrayal of Mrs. C on Happy Days. Yay.
And my cousin Lori says, "Bring on Mrs. C."
I know, I'll talk fast. Okay.
No, I mean, meaning, yay, it's exciting.
Okay, I know, but I still should talk fast. Her first love is the stage. She's got a remarkable stage career. She received critical acclaim for her Broadway and national tour with Gene Stapleton, another television mom, in Arsenic and Old Lace.
Which I would have loved to have seen.
Oh, I know. There's regrets in life. Can you imagine? Steel Magnolias, Lost in Yonkers, The Game's Afoot. She starred in the acclaimed television series Brooklyn Bridge.
Which I loved as well.
She received the Best Comedy Actress of the Year for Viewers of Quality Television. She won a Golden Globe nomination for a role as Rosie in the movie The Evening Star with Shirley MacLaine. She has been a lot of moms. She's been Drew Carey's mother. She's been the matriarch on Gilmore Girls. She was a terrible mother-in-law on that 70s show. She was Sally Field's mother-in-law on Brothers and Sisters. I mean, she is the voice of Grandma on SpongeBob SquarePants, so she does voiceover work. But again, as we said, her first love, certainly the stage. She is an associate artist with the Globe Theater and last appeared there in the summer of 2010 in The Last Romance with her darling, the late Paul Michael. And we are so excited. So with that, drum roll, and please.
Sunday, Monday, there she is.
Oh, hello, children.
Hi, Marion.
You covered it all. You covered it all.
Well, Gwen, who is Marion's just trusted assistant, gave me the information to tell your story in a nutshell. So she's done a good job of capturing your life.
Good.
And we love dear Gwenny.
We have people joining us already from Dayton, Ohio, Lansing, Michigan, Spring Lake, California,
Naples, Florida.
So
I got to put my glasses on.
Them all. Yes, yes.
We're thrilled that they're here. Well, one of the things that we do is to kind of get things started is we always like to ask our guests what really got them interested, if you can even recall that, because you've just had a birthday, right? So you've got.
Wait a minute, we got to say this one on that note. Yes, Julie Jabara, Greg Jabara's wife.
Yes.
Says
yes.
Happy birthday, Marion.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and Greg Jabara and Julie, but how lovely.
Yes, good people, good people. Hi, Julie. So we ask people often, so what we'll do, Marion, is while we're talking to you, some people might chime in, so we might kind of interrupt and just make sure their voices are heard and come back to you. So it might be a little all over the place, but roll with us. We know you will. Tell us what really got you interested in, and maybe when did you first get bitten by the entertainment bug?
Oh, because I was a middle child and my brother was a crippled boy, and then I had an older sister. So in order to get any attention with a crippled brother and always in the hospital and so forth, I had to be so damn cute that you wouldn't know, so interesting and so entertaining, so that I would get some attention. And my mother being a Canadian immigrant, and she said, you can be anything. You can do whatever you want. You can be. So I thought, I will, Mama, I will. And I don't know, acting became in junior high, junior high. Yeah. That was when I was 16. I would read theater arts magazines. And then I see, there's a school in Minneapolis, not in New York City, but in Minneapolis. That's only 100 miles away. I could go up there and work for a family, take care of their children in the summer, and take drama lessons. And my mother said, "Good idea." So, and this was just as the war was beginning, World War II. Remember World War II? Yes. That was funny. So. I did, and I worked for that family, and I took lessons at McPhail School of Music and Drama, and
then eventually you would make your way. You went to college in San Diego, right? So you made your way to California.
Well, yes, I did. So we all moved to California because my father during the war was in the Panama Canal, as a civilian employee. And then they moved him to San Diego. So we sold everything we had, got on the train and went to California. And my mother said, "Don't pay any attention to Marion. She's going to be an actress." because by now, because I had taken just enough drama lessons, I was learning to breathe with my diaphragm. So I couldn't breathe at all. And also one of the drama teachers had said, "You have an accent. Don't speak like that." So I was trying not to speak with a real nice Minnesota accent, real nice.
So, did you have that? You had that accent. That's interesting because it comes out for me when I'm in Michigan or Chicago, and it's right here. And we're going to take the car to the bar.
Yeah, and it's all real hard, and it's hard. It's hard, So, and I wasn't Scandinavian, but I was Scotch-Irish, but Minnesota, that's the way we all talk there.
Yeah. So then. What I love is you also, you loved reading Noel Coward stuff, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I did. I would read. I read Noel Coward's Present Indicative, his first autobiography that he wrote, and he was younger than I was starting. So now I was like 16 and he's already been started at 9, and so I was so impatient. And the irony of one of the first jobs I got at CBS live was with Noel Coward.
Amazing.
Can you believe it? We were doing Blythe Spirit at CBS with Lauren Bacall, Claudette Colbert, all right, and other wonderful New York actors. And so we had the first, when I came up to Humphrey Bogart's house, who was Lauren Bacall was married to Humphrey Bogart in Beverly Hills, we're going to have a reading of the script at their house. And the butler said to me, "What do you want to drink?" I said, "Scotch and water." I was not a drinker, but I know Scotch and water. So finally, we all assembled. Noel Coward in the velvet smoking jacket, and everybody was wonderful. Claudette Colbert was very chatty, nervous. She was nervous, talking. All right, finally, we assembled all the chairs. We got a script that's probably this big. I got a little chair and sat right next to Noel Coward.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to sit at the end of this table with Glenda Forbes and other people, with Philip Tong, actors like that. No, so I'm sitting right there. And he had a smoking jacket on, and we'd read the script. And of course, I played the maid. I played the maid, the Cockney maid. But by that time, I had a full Irish accent from having done Life with Father on television so much.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, wow.
he said, "You sound Irish, but do it that way." He said,
Oh, really?
But yes, do it that way. So it was just thrilling for me, because I had read his book, Present Indicative, his first autobiography.
Amazing. And I love the story, if I can, because I love this story, and I'm so glad you shared it, is how Lauren Bacall would just walk up to the fireplace and put her arm up, and then Claudette Colbert was trying to get her position, you said?
We're staging it, and I think Lauren Bacall just went up to the fireplace, put her arms out, and she's standing in front of it. It's looking wonderful. And Claudette is down on the sofa, and she said, I would like to be by the fireplace. Oh, absolutely. No, I said, absolutely, Claudette, whatever you want. All right. Now she's at the fireplace, feeling very lonely up there. And after a while, she said, I don't want to stand by the fireplace. Well, Claudette, you just wanted, so all of this tension was underneath there. Whoa, was I ever being good? I was the maid, so was I ever being good?
The maid and George Scott. Yeah.
But Noel Coward was wonderful. And one of the first books I had read was the book of his life. So it was unbelievable. And in a beautiful Beverly Hills house, here's Humphrey Bogart saying to me, I'm so glad I don't have to read today. Everybody seems so nervous. And God.
And you're in Hollywood. I mean, I have to share real quick a little similar to that, that you got to work with Noel Coward, and somebody you had, read and visioned and all of that. Well, when we got a yes from you to do our reading of our sitcom of Kalamazoo, you were playing Teresa's mother. And Teresa, we had to talk to you on the phone about a few things around the script. You had some suggestions and everything. And Teresa was like, Patrick, I can't talk to her. I can't, because she's playing my mom and she's Mrs. C. And for us, it was the same way, because we grew up watching you. So I will never forget getting on the phone with you for the first time and hearing your iconic voice. And it was not long after my mother had passed. And I had such a connection with my mother around Happy Days every Tuesday night, watching that with her. So what you felt about Noel Coward, know that we felt that way about you, Marion. And we're so grateful.
And how old was your mother when she passed away?
She was only 75.
Yeah, so, that's pretty young.
Yeah, she got dementia.
I'm 90. You know how old I am now? I'm 92.
You're amazing.
So I've been lying about my age so much that I have a lot of trouble finding those numbers, because I thought maybe I was 72.
Well, you
act like it. I mean, that's the thing, right? When you certainly have the right attitude and frame of mind. I mean, you're so active, and I mean, you're still we call and you're off doing something, and it's amazing. And even with COVID, we talked to Gwen. We're like, "How's Marion doing?" And she's like, "Oh, she's out running to the store to get something."
Well, I kind of think being ill is a mental idea. It's not true. It's not necessary. No.
Well, I love what you say.
Don't be sick. Don't do it. You just forget it.
I love what you say in your book about how long you're going to live, and how long your daughter wants you to live. So
I forget what I said.
Forever. You
forever. Dying. No, I'm not going to die ever. No.
You've accomplished so many things in your vision and your dream, and that's part of it. So I digressed. I got us off kilter. So Teresa, do you want to
I want to say two things. We have somebody who watches our show often. So first of all, Sheila and Mary are here. Kevin jumped on. He said, I don't have a question for Marion, but I just wanted you, Marion, to know that I saw her do Arsenic and Old Lace. So he actually saw you perform at the Schubert Theater in Chicago in the late 80s. Delightful, he wrote. So that's fun. And he also apparently has a mutual friend with you in the late Jordine von Wantak, who always spoke highly of you.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Jordine von Wantak. And somebody wrote, Marion, you are amazing. And then we have a great question here. It said, what's your secret? How can we be like you?
Well, I'm very healthy. And I always was very healthy. And I'm strong. And I'm still strong and healthy, even so. But I think it makes a tremendous difference. The concept of being ill is, I don't get it. No, I don't believe in that.
And your concept of success or failure too. I mean, your story moving into Happy Days was also a testament to your perseverance in, no, I'm going to continue to maintain this success. Can you share a little bit about how that came into your life?
I have trouble grabbing it at this moment, but
about doing Airport, that you wanted to do Airport, and how that led to Sandra Gould and
yes,
that whole
I wrote. They were making the big movie Airport, and with so many big stars in that, and that was George Seaton, and I was in my marriage was collapsing, and everything was bad, and so I got in touch with George Seaton because I had done a movie with him, with Deborah Carr and William Holden, and we'd gone to the Virgin Islands and made The Proud and the Profane.
Oh my gosh.
So I knew George Seaton and made good friends with him. She always made good friends with everybody. And so I said, I'm getting a divorce and I want to be in your movie. He said, okay, what do you want? A part or a long part? I said, a long part. So I had no lines. I sat 2 rows in front of Helen Hayes, and I'm on the plane. And all of us were on the airplane that was going to crash. So it went on a long, long time. And I made many friends, and I was really poor. And so one time Sandra Gould was across from the show
Bewitched.
She sat across the aisle from me, so we became friends, and she invited me to dinner. And now here's Millie Gussie, the casting woman, me and the casting woman, and so the 3 of us. And she said, you'd be really good for the wife in this little pilot we're doing. And that was the beginning of Happy Days. So I owe that to Sandra Gould. And I always told her too. I said, if I didn't meet Millie Gussie, and the part of the wife at that point, Tom Bosley had been to Broadway for the Fiorello on stage, won the Tony. I mean, he was a big star. Now the wife was, Howard, Richie, Howard. She was just awfully nice when part was not important at all. And he really wanted somebody else, obviously, a friend of his, to play the wife. So he was very crabby with me for about 2 years, but we went on 10, so it was okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Teresa. Go, Teresa.
I was just going to say, and you have gone from, you played that iconic role from, you've played it on Love American Style, on Happy Days, on Joni Loves Chachi, on Family Guy. I mean, you've played that iconic role in 4 different places. Like, what does it mean to have such an enduring role? I mean, you are a fixture now in American history, in our pop culture and our cultural history. What does that feel like?
That is such a luxury, such a comfortable luxury. So I owe a great deal to Gary Marshall. And he had a great device. He put us all into a softball team. And by putting us into a softball team in all our off hours, he made us even more of a family. And we traveled all over the United States, met thousands of people. It was a very good marketing device. And literally, he would say, get out there, meet the people, get out. So we would individually go out and meet and shake hands with hundreds of people and travel. And we even at one point flew to Europe and played at an army base up in Gebelstadt.
Oh my gosh.
In Gebelstadt. It was up near where Hitler had lived, you know?
Oh, wow.
So we meet all these infantry guys who were up there playing ball with them. And here's people say, yeah, here's the Russians right over oh yeah. So you get some glasses and go and look at those Russians over there. He said, don't do anything to upset them. Don't wave. And we all wear big red jackets with a record on the back of it that said Happy Days, you know, and they're looking at us wondering what.
Wow.
American.
But wonderful trips.
My husband, Mark, wrote, oh my God, I love that she called it a luxury. So elegant. Love you, Marion. And I like that as well. It's such an appreciation, Marion, of it that you have, that, you know, it is a once in a lifetime. Not many, there's a lot of actors out there that didn't get that. And how I share this in many different things, how you just showed up. You were like, I need a job. And you don't know where that job is going to lead to something else, right? And you followed that vision, which is beautiful. And so from Happy Days, you go to such a wonderful show, Brooklyn Bridge.
Wow. And how did I get that? You know, I had to audition a lot for Brooklyn Bridge because, first of all, I'm not Jewish. Now I got to be Jewish. Well, gosh, you know who I give credit to Henry Winkler for suggesting me to the people that were putting the show together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I must have auditioned till I was exhausted because there were other actresses in New York who'd say, I want to try for that role. You know, they were Jewish actresses.
Right.
So, and I would stop people and ladies in the market, and I would say, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? Oh, I wish I were Jewish. And she would stagger back and say, nobody has ever said that to me before. So it was fascinating. And I used to go down to this market in Hollywood, right at the moment, I can't think of the name of it. And Jewish ladies in there shopping, the way they would look at a chicken, they'd look inside that, and they would, just the way they would look at every piece of vegetable. And it was, I just love becoming one of that kind of a mother and that kind of a woman. Yeah. And that the man who played I can't think of his name, played my husband on Brooklyn Bridge. Zorich, Louis Zorich.
Yes. And I saw him do.
Was a wonderful actress. What was her name?
Olympia Dukakis.
Olympia Dukakis. So it was Brooklyn Bridge was just such a wonderful experience for me. And I love being Jewish, you know. And are you Jewish? Oh my, wow.
You clearly, so you went and you studied, like you really wanted this part. I mean, it seems like, I mean, you really went after it. And it's so funny because I think it's so nice because you do have such a range in your repertoire. I mean, it's amazing. Your repertoire, I mean, for somebody who did play such an iconic role for so long, you would think, oh, well, that's who Marion Ross is. But you're not. I mean, you're all of these different pieces. And is that rooted in your appreciation and your theater training? Is it from a young age, do you think?
Well, I think it's because I remember I would meet people, and I would be fascinated. So like in about the third grade, there was a little girl, and she talked. This the way she talked was so interesting to me. So interesting. So I began to talk like that. So, and the first thing I know, the both of us were sent to a speech remedial class.
Oh my gosh.
I snapped right out of it. I dropped it. She's still there. Working on this. But if I was interested in somebody, then I wanted to be them. I would want to imitate them and because I'm like a blank piece of paper. Myself. Yes. I am whatever interests me.
So you go ahead, Patrick.
What you're probably around Morning Star? Is that what you're asking?
No, go ahead. I was going to go to her kids, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Just in that same thing with Morning Star. I mean,
Evening Star.
Evening Star. Sorry.
Yeah.
That it was a very different role for you again, and I think that showed what a great actress you are. And I'm just wondering, where did you find that? Because that character was specifically written for the sequel to Terms of Endearment, right?
But she was not in Terms of Endearment.
Right.
The actress, what's her name?
Deborah Winger?
No.
Shirley MacLaine?
The mother.
Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine. So Shirley MacLaine. So now that was so interesting. So they said, we want you to come and play this. She's going to be the maid for Shirley MacLaine, and Shirley MacLaine was really difficult. She would look at me, and analyze me, and she would come and check out because I have really nice skin. So she would come and check my skin I would think, okay. So I was very careful with her, and I can remember going shopping with her in Kansas City. We were filming there. And we went to a jewelry auction, to this big place where other people came and they were always selling little raw jewels and things. And she was very into that,
Oh, wow.
So that took forever to be there. And I would think, my God, look at that. And she would wrangle and dicker with these people with these jewels and these little gems, raw gems, and then never buy anything.
Oh,
Look at that. She's kept all of them here, extra hours, kept them down, all day long. Bring it. Well, show me something else. And they would bring out all their, just at the end of the day, when everybody's packing up everything to go away, she said, well, wait a minute. I want to show me some things. They would unpack everything for her, and she never bought anything.
Oh,
but
well, you were great in the role, and you got a Golden Globe, and you should have nomination. So what's the question towards the children, Teresa?
You're talking about you're being in the business. There are wonderful people in the business. There's not so wonderful people in the business. I'm sure you've experienced them all, as we've heard a little bit here today. What was it like that both of your children got into the business in some way? They've both been very active. They're performery. They've done different things. What has that been like as a mom to have your kids so engaged in the business and successful?
Yeah, my daughter became a writer-producer on Friends. And at one point she said, Mother, I was offered this job as being a junior writer on this. I said, take it.
Oh, good.
Take that job, because then you're in there and you can work your way up. And she did. And now she's producing a brand new television show that hasn't been even sold yet.
That's exciting.
That's Ellen. And my son Jim is a wonderful actor. He was in Happy Days. He was one of the guys that ran down the beach and said, "It's a shark! It's a shark!"
I didn't know that. That's fun.
No, he's in that episode. That's amazing.
No, that was Jim, my son, Jim. But,
oh my gosh,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch it now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have to go back and see it. It's been a while.
And there's the Fonz on his, what do you call that thing?
Surfboard. Yeah.
Yeah, surfboard. And jumping over the shark.
Skis. He's skiing. Yes, with his leather jacket on.
Skiing. That's right. He was skiing with his leather jacket. That's right. It was a ski jump.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Jim's fortune cookie YouTube that he does when the impersonations, the voice impersonations are fantastic. So it's been fun to watch that of him. And
it's
I know
fun. You can, you go on YouTube and you can rabbit hole down.
Yeah.
Watch things over.
My son is very, very clever, very clever. Always was as a little boy, because I would, rather than saying it's time to go to bed, I would say, "Oh, look at that! What you're doing! Oh, that's wonderful!" So I was always encouraging, or I would say, "You don't feel good today. You don't have to go to school, darling. You don't have to go." He said, "I'm going. I'm going." He was my toy, I played with him, and anything he did that was creative, and that was wonderful.
Do you think that comes from learning that from your own mother, who really supported your activity and your?
Yeah, she said you can be anything. I thought, isn't everybody raised like that? To know that you can be anything, instead of being raised by a parent who said, "Oh, you'll never amount to anything."
I was very lucky. I did have very encouraging parents around that. My dad did say, "We'll go to college and get a degree," but they were all about going into the theater and going into the arts.
Really?
I'm posting Jim's YouTube page for people to join that in our chat here.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Jim.
Support.
Jim's helping out his mother today, which is wonderful. Marion, then you went on to do, all different things with Brothers and Sisters and the wonderful role in Gilmore Girls, and you even got to do animation with SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh yes, I'm SpongeBob SquarePants grandma.
Yeah. Which is so nice to have those touch points. Like Patrick and I used to kind of love that we could tell somebody's age by how they know a Marion Ross character.
And I did the Lone Ranger. I was quite young, quite young, right?
I have a woman that I know, Nancy Lewis, is a huge Lone Ranger fan, and when she saw you on there and that she knew that I knew you, she was so excited.
All a bunch of guys playing cards, and I'm the only girl there. Wow, so fun.
And you were on the Phil Silvers in the fastest gun or something. I was like,
wow, and Jack Benny was in that. In fact, it would be fun to look at. Very many famous people. CBS. I worked at CBS a lot because I could do live. And Leon Ames, when we did Life with Father at CBS, I loved CBS. Were these things live? When it's going, it's going. No, half of Leon Ames' characterization was Vinny. He's looking for the line. He's looking for the line.
When Happy Days first started, it was a single camera, as they would call it now, right? That no live audience. And then when it switched to the live audience, did it bring for you the energy of doing theater? Did it feel like that for you?
Yeah, because as much as I loved film, and you could do a much more delicate kind of acting, now all of a sudden we're going to be with the audience out there. We've got audience out there, so you're reacting to that. You've got to be a little bit louder, bigger, because this is now, it's theater.
Yeah.
And your first love was theater, and that's where you met your lovely husband. Talk about your theater. What is it about the theater that drew you to that is your true love in terms of performance? Do you think it's
I would say it's how much time you get to spend on something. You know, when you're rehearsing, now you've got maybe a month of rehearsing for a play, whereas now a couple of days, and then you're going to conquer all of that in a couple of days. But when you're in a play, and then you're going to run it for a while, so the theater was what I was attracted to. Pretty thrilling. Yeah.
And you did it for a long time, and now are you officially retired? I
am retired because I would say things like, "What is that line?" Well, it's very simple. I said, "I know, but I forgot it. What is it?" What is it?
And you're enjoying your retirement because
tremendously.
Good.
My house is called Happy Days Farm.
I know, it's so wonderful. We've been so lucky to be there. That's the setting behind you right now.
Right, and we could play bocce ball there and tennis. It's wonderful. I got it all, and I have this wonderful old Rolls Royce in my closet, in my garage. It doesn't run anymore, but it's there. You know,
that you have
eating the inside. I think
I loved that you had Grey Poupon in it.
I do. I have a jar of Grey Poupon mustard special goes with the Rolls Royce. Yeah.
And you've had all of these amazing and remarkable memories along the way, and you captured them in a book.
Yes, I was just going to go there.
Great. You want to share about that, Patrick?
Well, your book, Marion's book, My Days, Happy and Otherwise, is available on Amazon, and it's also available on Audible, which is how I did it. Being a dyslexic, I'm not a very fast reader. So for me to listen to it, and can you just talk a little bit about how they did it? Because you had different people tell their part of the story, like Ron Howard did a voiceover, right?
Yes, everybody came to this special place and we all recorded our own part, which was very nice of them to do that, you know. And Aaron Moran also recorded it, the late Aaron Moran, and Gary Marshall and Donnie Mose and Anson Williams, everybody. We were such a close family. We thought we were a family. I can remember Tom Bosio once saying to me, we're all there backstage. The show is going to start in about 2 minutes. And we're telling stories among each other. Tom Bosio says, "You know, your mother." And I said, "Tom, I'm not their mother." By that time, we'd forgotten.
You and Henry Winkler had quite a rapport on camera, but also off camera, correct?
Yeah. Oh my God. He was so good to me and so appealing and so attractive. And so, in fact, he would, just before we were supposed to meet the audience for every show, every night, the audience is out there. We would come out one at a time, and Mrs. C is with all done up with her hair and everything. And just as I'm trying to go out to say hello to the audience, Henry is grabbing me and hugging me and grabbing me. And I think, stop that, Henry, stop that. So we're just such good friends, I tell you.
And I love that you still are. I know that you all gathered together after Aaron had passed, and you all shared stories and gathered at Happy Days Farm, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, we're very, pardon me. Yeah. Henry is such a good friend, good friend. And I'm so proud of him to see him succeed like this.
Yeah, in his new series.
He's such a wonderful man, wonderful man. And so is Ron Howard, a wonderful man. Yeah.
That's amazing. Marion, in terms of other people coming into the industry now, you've had such a career. I mean, as Hillary asked earlier today, what's your secret? Like, what would you tell somebody who wants to get into the industry today, and has it changed? You know, has it changed over time, and is it different from your day? Is there different advice that you would give today? I mean, what would you tell somebody trying to come in today?
I don't know if I can give a general advice because you got to be smart. You got to be interested in other people. You got to be on the ball, and want it. You got to want it, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to die if you don't get it.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. You're not doing much, but you did do a little cute short film that my friend Jan Russell shared with me of where you pass on and you get to choose what man that you want to be with. So I want to share that with people as well, and I'll post that in the link. So, but you aren't doing any of those kind of things anymore, right?
No.
Okay.
I am retired, I went and we have my books. If you want to know anything, you could read in there.
That's right.
Once upon a time. Oh, I'm sorry.
Your book is fantastic, seriously. And one of the things that I remember so vividly was when you had the moment of surrender, when you were in the bathtub and you just said, I can't, I let go, I repent essentially.
I did. I put my hands up like that. I give up. I repent. I can't. I forget what that was about, but I remember the moment so vividly.
Well, what I remember is what you wrote is that was kind of the breakthrough moment, that you were just surrendered. It was just like you'd been working and you had been working and working and working and raising the kids.
And I can't do it. I was doing all of it. And I was very religious, and I was raised Episcopalian, and I remember coming home from church and saying, I repent. I can't do it. I give it up. God will have to do this.
Yeah. And that's a big belief of ours, is that, when we can, because what you said is you have to want it. You have to work so hard. And at the same time, you have to surrender it over, right? Because it quite often ends up coming better than you could have ever imagined. I mean, you probably never.
And it's a tough business, and you work with some tough people, and you have many terrible experiences, and you come home feeling terrible. I wanted everybody to know that it's not easy, children, and you're going to feel terrible lots of times. Yeah. And that's when you got to get down and pray.
That's right.
The prayers have been answered for sure. And it couldn't have happened to a lovelier human being. And hello, Charlene. Charlene's listening. Julie Jabara gave a please pass the Grey Poupon.
Yes.
Julie,
yes. My friend Anla Tavinovich, she's going to kill me. I mispronounced it. It says lovely. It's just, and it has been so lovely, Marion. And, we're just so grateful that you said yes to this. And we're so grateful.
My darlings, yours, my new best friends, and I treasure you.
Well, you are so.
I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
And we've got a few more people. Somebody said just voted. They've been listening to us in the car. Fantastic interview from Greg O'Connor in Los Angeles. So, Marion, it's just such a gift.
Lori, my cousin Lori was excited about you being a part of the Wisconsin Democrat Happy Days reunion, but unfortunately you were a little under the weather and couldn't make it. So
I know. Right.
We got big hugs from. What is that? Tammy says national treasure. You are a national treasure, says Tammy, and Julie Jabara says, "I love you all. So great to see you." Big hugs. So, Julie, thank you for hanging with us and seeing.
Thank you, darling Julie. Yes.
Yeah.
Say hello to Greg Jabara for me. Yes.
Oh, Frank Pullen's here. Oh my gosh, how fun! Now everybody's just kind of popping in because they know that you're saying goodbye. So everybody, Tom Netterman, my dear friend Tom Netterman.
Love you, Marion. He said, "You've got so many fans out there, Marion. You are a testament to what you put out is what you get back." And I remember when I first met you and the first conversation I had, and I did cry on the phone with you because you have this voice that my brother describes as you feel wrapped like you're in a hug with your voice. Your voice hugs you.
Oh, nice.
And it's clear, all these little comments, people just do love you. So inspiring. another comment. So thank you, Marion. We love you.
Thank you, Marion. Love you so much.
Wonderful time with you. I've had a
Thank you. And our love to Jim and Gwenny. So,
all right. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, just cut her
Wow. I know. Wow.
Still getting comments. Such an inspiration.
I know.
Inspiring. Thanks, you guys, for being with us. She is a remarkable human being, and we are grateful to have her in our lives.
And check out her book. Check out her book, My Days, Happy and Otherwise. You won't be disappointed. So we take a different, not a different turn, but we have a focus for November, which is fun.
Do.
Yeah. And we
the news.
So we are celebrating the theater and couples in the theater. So watch for that. We start off next week with playwright Jamie Pacino and her husband Lindsay Jones, and who just got nominated for two Tony Awards. So as sound design. Oh my gosh, everybody still coming in. Love you too, Tom Bob. All right, everybody. We thank you, Jason, for saying a fun interview. And as we always say,
we got to get out of here.